Hello everyone. How you doing over there, Mr. Noah the Cougar? Hanging out on your perch or platform, enjoying your day. Good morning everyone. Kay Messer is watching. Hey Kay. New Jersey's in the house. What's going on, Jim? Happy to have you here. Hope everybody's enjoying their Friday so far. A little bit of Ellen Simmons before I can even get to it. A bit of rain, that's right. Kind of a damp morning here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. You can see some of the members of the Five Wild being rather eager about a UTV that's coming this direction. What do you think, Denoma? Is it breakfast time? Is it breakfast time? He says, I love breakfast time. Hey, happy Friday, Carrie. Thanks for joining us. Happier Friday. Great way of putting that. Love hearing the Cougar vocalization, so I'm going to hush up for a moment. There's Andre the Cougar. And here's Carlo with his ball. Are you knocking your ball around, Carlo? You just get so excited for breakfast time that you got to knock your ball around a little bit. Oh, that's just so special to see on a live post. I've been trying to get a picture of you knocking your ball around. What do you think, Denoma? Huh? So the caretakers are going to be taking the Five Wild into their indoor bedrooms to do their feeding. Each one of the 5 members of the Five Wild each have an individual bedroom. So it looks like we just we lost those guys to the inside there. Oh, there's you coming around the bend with your ball, Carlo. So those guys are all going to be going into their indoor rooms and individually locked into their separate indoor rooms. So obviously there is no possessiveness over their food, and they're ensuring that each cat's getting their full diet. So it's fun to see them kind of congregating and circling around, and everybody gets ready for breakfast time in their own way. And Carlo's is to burn off some extra calories by playing with his ball before he enjoys his diet. How responsible of you, Carlo. How responsible. Happy to have everybody along with us today. It's certainly been what's felt like a very long week here at the Wildcat Sanctuary with celebrating the life of Lion Chipino. Hey there, Mr. Denoma. Lion Chipino, as well as Lioness Marlene. Look at Carlo go. So Tammy was able to do a live post with everyone, and I just wanted to just take a moment to thank everyone for all the support that they've offered us all of this week for Miss Marlene and Mr. Chipino's passing. It really means so much to us. I know I sound like a broken record and say that all the time during these types of moments, but that's a heartfelt and sincere sentence that it really means so much to us. So thank you, everyone. Sock, you are really going to town on that ball, mister. Welcome, everyone. If you're just joining us, we really have quite the show here. Mr. Carlo is batting his ball right up here in the corner of his free-roaming habitat. Lauren Elizabeth Lynn asking a couple of times how Wally is doing. Wally is doing good. He is certainly, as we always say, getting lots of attention from caretakers. We actually had a whole cow that was donated to us, and so Wally got a big leg quarter the other day, and apparently he has been very content. So that's enough ball playing for Mr. Carlo. It's breakfast time. So Mr. Wally has been very content. We'll make a loop here while we're doing our live post and see if we can see him. But obviously still want to give him his space. Wally can be a little protective over his area, as we've seen on live posts. And so that means if you see a UTV pulled up to a central animal building here, that means that all the cats attached to these, the habitats attached to the central animal building, that means they're going to be inside getting their food for the day. And you guys see, sometimes we'll do scatter feeding. We'll actually go into their habitats and scatter the diets for our residents that way. We'll also do that would be kind of a companion feeding where the caretakers as well with their interns would come out here and be assigned to each cat and would actually feed them right here at the habitat wall, which we've seen before as well. Man, that was cool seeing Mr. Carlo have a blast with his ball. I'm really glad everybody enjoyed that. It's really been a difficult week, like I've said, and it's stuff like that and things like Tammy was talking about during her live post yesterday are the miracles that we have made possible, and Marlene and Chipino, are obviously included in that, and it's always worth reminding ourselves what we are possible and capable of doing for these wildcats in need. All right. Like I said, a little bit of a gloomy day here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. We have some rain drizzling down, and it's always kind of cool to see how different cats take to rain and snow and just the elements like this. Obviously, you guys know that all of our residents have the central animal building where they can get out of, seek shelter and get out of the elements, but obviously too they have plenty of perches, caves, platforms, and what have you to help them get out of the elements as well if they want to keep on hanging out outside. But truthfully, when you have this type of weather, it's a little cooler too. Truthfully, even with this little bit of drizzle we're having, this is some good cat weather, I call it at least. Hey, Miss Mansa. Hey, pretty lady, where's your brother? He's on the other side of the habitat. Maybe we'll go follow you over there before we see Mr. Wally, so I can look through some comments. We're going to go swing around to the other side of Leo and Mansa's habitat to hang out with them so I can check out some comments and let everybody know how happy we are to have them along on a live post today. It should be in the description. I've put a link to the TWS Group Page. It's called I Love the Wildcat Sanctuary Cats. I know that many of you are already signed up for it, but one amazing thing that you can do with that group page is really engage with our TWS following in a unique way that we're not able to do right here on the main page where I'm broadcasting. So, what I'm driving at... Oh, Miss Mansa, you're coming over. You think do I sound like a UTV? Do I look like a caretaker? But what I'm driving at is, we've talked about some of these things we're wanting to shake up for you guys. We've been doing our live post this week at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. We did our live post last week at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. So later today on the group page, you guys, if you're not signed up, you can click on the link in the description. We're going to be hosting a poll. What do you prefer, 11 a.m. Central Standard Time or 2 p.m. Central Standard Time? And obviously we did our best to maintain the schedule this week, given the fact that we did have the Memorial Days on Tuesday and Thursday. But yeah, we want to hear from you guys. What do we think? Is it going to be the 11 a.m. Central Standard Time or 2 p.m. Central Standard Time? And that is a poll that we'll be setting up on the I Love Wildcat Sanctuary group page. I have the link here in the description. And we would really appreciate if you guys go and let your roar be heard on that poll later this afternoon. And it looks like Miss Mansa was like, hey, you know what? This is a little too much drizzling for me. So she walked up her pathway and went into her indoor bedroom. So it's really awesome to see. Oh, we got a stinky face over here. We got a stinky face from a stinky lion. What is that, huh? What is that? We call that the stinky face here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. You hear it called the phlegm response. That's just Leo opening up his mouth and exposing these glands that are right under his gums on the top teeth on the inside of his mouth. And just helping him get a better understanding for what that smell is. And it's always cool to see that response. I'm sure you see your domestic cat at home doing it. I know I take my shoes off for the day, Miss Daisy. And my cat Cedar is doing the stinky face at my toesies. I must have some stinky feet, Miss Daisy, huh? I must have some stinky feet. And the rain's coming down a little bit more. I see some people making their roars heard in the comments. And we'll still take that into account, but we also would appreciate you guys participating in the poll that we'll be publishing later today on that I Love Wildcat Sanctuary group page. And another cool thing about that group page is that Facebook is really kind of trending in that direction of groups. And when you're a member of a group, such as the I Love Wildcat Sanctuary group page, you're actually able, it automatically gives you notifications that are from that group page of posts. So that's the best part. You can set up notifications like that for the main page, but the I Love Wildcat Sanctuary group page is always going to give you notifications no matter what, which is pretty awesome. We're going to keep on heading this way, everyone. Appreciate everybody hanging out in the rain with us today. I think I see Mr. Wally cruising around his habitat, so we'll go and drop in on him for a moment. And maybe we'll walk over and see Blaze and Aspen as well. It's a funny remark, Wendy Williams, about the smell of my feet. Talking about the stinky face. Jen McCabe saying that she does that because of the smell of other cats. You know, she had never really cared about my laptop bag, which Shy Bear and Remo used to, in particular, really loved sitting on that laptop bag, Mr. Wally. And recently she's really kind of caught wind of, this is really smelling like something. So it's funny that you say that. Hey there, big guy. Hey there, big guy. Is that alright if I hang out right here with you? Yeah, we didn't get to see you yesterday, so it's nice to see you today, mister. He says, I've been getting all types of extra attention, and Wally just likes establishing that he's the boss. Yes, you are, mister. So I'm going to give Wally all the space that he needs, and we won't spend too much time with Mr. Wally, just because he can be a little particular about people sometimes, and especially with the loss of Marlene, the last thing we want to do is put him in a more uncomfortable place. Yeah, are you telling me who's boss, mister? He says, you bet I am. Oh, Mr. Wally. We have, I did hear a caretaker notice that Wally had been spending a lot of time along this shared wall, where we have the four wild, Aspen, Blaze, Snow, and Storm. So it's cool that he was seeking out companionship with those guys for the time being. Hey, mister. Now let's see if we can see Blaze and Aspen over here. We're way back in the corner, far corner of the sanctuary near Feline Meadows. You've heard me talk about our cool cat map that we have, or the aerial view, I should say, of our building. So if you've seen that video, Mr. Blaze, they should know exactly where we are. Who is that? Who is this guy right here, He says, I am flat like a piece of paper, and you can't see me. Hey, mister. Hi. We've been seeing all types of cougars today, huh? So we saw the 5 wild, who are a surrogate family of wild-born cougars, and we also have the 4 wild here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. This is Blaze, the more dominant of Aspen and Blaze. You can see Brother Aspen hanging out, making sure that everything's fine, and is letting Blaze do the talking here. Okay, Messer, looks like I might have missed your comment. I see you remarking that I did that, so let's make sure that nobody's left behind here as the rain is continuing to trickle down, Mr. Blaze. Let's see. You know, I'm having trouble finding it, Kay. If you'd like to resubmit your question, I'll do my best to get it. Sometimes these Facebook posts on the phone can be a little bit funky. But I can rest assured we'll be answering your comment if we don't get it on the live when we go back through the comments. Isn't that right, Mr. Blaze? And so Blaze and Aspen, just like the other members of the 5 Wild, Whoa! You're not Blaze, you're Aspen. I was looking at you like, how? Where'd your brother go? You guys just switched spots, didn't you? So here's Aspen coming up to say hi to me. You must be waiting for your breakfast if you're being this nice to the paparazzi like this. You must be waiting for your breakfast. And so just like the 5 Wild, Aspen and Blaze were unable to be rehabbed and released. Unfortunately, there are laws preventing the rehab and release of apex predators such as cougars. Fortunately, they do have one last option, and that is here at an accredited sanctuary like the Wildcat Sanctuary. And these guys are wild-born cougars, and definitely have a different pace to life than our captive-born residents who have been rescued by the Wildcat Sanctuary. And these guys really love having this quiet spot right out here on the exterior of the sanctuary. They have plenty of spaces to hide out and seek shelter, so they can kind of embrace their shyness if they'd like to. But these guys have really come a long way with the work of our caretakers and helping getting them socialized and accustomed to how we often offer husbandry here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. Maria P., unfortunately, I did not bring any treats. That was so nice of you to come up and say hi, Aspen. No, we don't get to see. It's always you coming up and saying hi to us, Mr. Blaze. So that was special. Let's see. Annie R. is asking, what's the mountain lion's name? That's Blaze here, strutting his stuff. And that was Cougar Aspen, his brother, who came up and met him. I know it can be a little bit harder to see through the chain link fence here on their habitat, so I apologize about that. Let's see. Kay, I see you resubmitted your question. Just wondering if you remember the message I sent about the enrichment that the Texas Zoological Society gives their cats. You know, unfortunately, Kay, I don't recall that message. Certainly can resubmit it if you'd like. And it wouldn't be right if Blaze didn't escort me all the way down his habitat. And Blaze and Aspen, it's pretty common to find them right up there on top of their skywalks. But as you can see, these guys are still a little interested in getting their meal for the day. And I know caretakers are in the midst of getting all of the 100 plus cats fed right now. So it looks like they're a little bit more concerned about what I'm doing and wondering if I have food for them. Not yet, Mr. Blaze. That's the caretakers. That's the caretakers. All right. Fall colors are pretty, I know that much, despite the rain. Especially pretty contrasted against that gray sky. Still getting some cooler nights. But some of the days have been pretty warm. I think we got into like the 70s this week. It's a really pleasant, mild day yesterday, as a matter of fact. Amanda Peter says, we can see just fine. That's good to know, Amanda. And so this is cool. I know there's not any cats here, but this just serves as a good example. This is Logan and Caesar's habitat. And the rain has kind of picked up here a little bit. And Logan and Caesar, they're like, hey, let's go take advantage of that awesome indoor bedroom that we have. What do you say, brother? And they're getting out of the rain and taking advantage of their indoor bedroom. So that's pretty cool to see that our cats are willing to take advantage of the things that we offer them. And especially when they realize that they could be more comfortable that way. And that just means that we did our job right, doesn't it? That is right. And the Tiger Trio, we'll check in with them. See if they're out and about, but maybe with them, who can blame them? Rain's no fun sometimes. And Sophie and Kimba, they are doing a little bit differently. They're taking advantage of their cave. I can see Big Kimba's mane lumped up in there, as well as Sophie in front of them. So that's just another way of kind of the diversity of offerings that we have for our residents being able to get out of the inclement weather like this. So not only do they have their indoor bedroom, but they also have shelters like their cave, which is going to keep them dry and comfortable. And for the Tiger trio, doesn't look like they're seeking shelter in their cave, but everybody went into their indoor bedrooms. So in an odd way, everyone, this has been a very informative and educational post, because that is a very frequent question that we get on social media, is what do our cats do in the snow and the cold and the rain? And I think we've been getting a great example of that on today's post, which is pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. But unfortunately, I'm not going to go over to Sophie and Kimba because they are in their cave, and we know Sophie and Kimba and that they can be a little hesitant around people. So the last thing I would want to do is make them uncomfortable and have them exit their cave from being dry. I see Simon and Jeremy Tiger, so we'll go and walk over and see what those boys are up to. Touched on it a little earlier on in the post, but we're going to be hosting a poll on our I Love Wildcat Sanctuary group page. I have the link right here in the description if you're not already a member. It's as easy as just following that link, and bada bing, bada boom, you'll be signed up for the group page. And we're actually going to be doing a poll later this afternoon, and we're going to be determining if it was the 2 p.m. Central Standard Time that's going to be the best time to do our live post, or was it the 11 a.m. Central Standard Time that was going to be the best time to do the live post. So we'd really appreciate everybody making me having a little cat pun fun, their roar heard, and letting us know what's the best time, because we want these live post experience to be the best that they possibly can be for you, our supporters. And it was kind of bad timing, because I did see a UTV pull up to the building, which means that we might have had the cats here in Roar Ridge go inside. Carol Lawrence is asking, how's Wally doing? You know, Carol, we actually saw Wally a little earlier on in this post, and he is doing well. And of course, he's getting lots of attention from our caretakers in his time of need right now. And so be sure to go back and check out the full post so you can see Mr. Wally in person. Well, everyone, maybe it wasn't a cat-filled post, but still an informative one, learning about what our rescues do in inclement weather. And always cool seeing the flow of motion here at the Wildcat Sanctuary and how busy the caretakers always are. We got to see them feeding Cougar Cove. Here they are buzzing around feeding Roar Ridge. Lots of hungry mouths to feed here at the Wildcat Sanctuary, and it's great to see they're drilling down and getting those cats fed. Because if you were to ask any of the cats what is their favorite time of day, F-O-O-D, food, food, food. And I think I'm right there with the cats. Hey, Amanda Peters just went to join. Awesome, Amanda. So you'll be locked and loaded when we're going to be posting that poll later today on the group page. So, hey, maybe a little shorter post today, but like I said, really informative, getting a look at what our cats do during rainy weather like this. Just like the cats, I'm going to go inside and get dry and get comfortable. Thank you again, everyone, for tuning in today, and we look forward to hearing everybody's opinion on what time our live posts are going to be next week. So thank you again, and we'll see you soon.